Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to A1 Money. My name's JJ. I talk all things finance, so let's dive right in. We love spending money because when we buy a new shiny item it releases dopamine and makes us feel good, and we might be culprits to one of these 7 unnecessary purchases. And if you are guilty of all 7, then just leave, there's the door. But like the video before you do. Number 1 is always buying the newest and latest phones or laptops, or smart watches. In the past 10 years, the rate of which companies are releasing new phones and laptops, computers and any other product is vastly exceeding our need to actually have them and replace our existing gadgets because nothing new has happened. It's not like we've gone from black and green phones to colored phones to touchscreen phones to smartphones. All that's been happening over the past 10 years is they have been changing some spec, adding and upgrading cameras, improving the speed, while removing chargers and headphone jacks. On average, people don't even wait a couple of years to replace their phone, they do it within a year or a year and a half. Rumor has it that some company or companies are deliberately slowing down older phones to force people then to buy new phones. But for a lot of cases, depending on type of phone you have, you really do not have to do that. You can export all your files onto an external hard drive and they are really cheap now, then factory reset your phone to wipe your phone and have way more free memory. I get some people like having the latest phone and gadget, but let's be honest, do you really need to? And if you really can't be affording to do that, then it's really not something you should be doing. My method is if I purchase something, then I'm going to get my money's worth and use it until it cannot be used. This way I actually lowered the cost per use down to pennies. Number 2 is always buying designer clothing that costs an arm and a leg. Always buying whatever piece of item that is trending right now, such as red bottom shoes, trending jackets and polo shirts. You know, in the past couple of years there has been so many trending items of clothing that have come and gone. Fast fashion. There's no point in always trying to stay on trend with the latest celebrities or fashion influencers. It's just a waste of money. There was a report that we only wear 20% of our clothing and the rest are there just for decoration. So is there really a point of spending hundreds if not thousands on clothing when we might wear it once and then go back to our tried and tested 20%? Now don't get me wrong, men are guilty of this, but women are really guilty of this. I've asked what the deal with buying clothes to most of the women in my life, from family to friends and partner, and they all say the same. You wear a dress and do the rounds, so meet everyone in your circle from friends to family, and then you can never wear it again because everyone has seen you in that dress and can never see you twice in it, so they get a new dress. Makes no sense to me. I'm like Homer Simpson, I wear the same 2 pair of clothing in rotation for 6 months. Number 3 is always buying brand new cars from the showroom and then changing the car every 2 or 3 years and then buying another brand new car. This is basically just throwing money away. As soon as you buy a new car and turn it on and drive of the showroom, the price immediately drops. Just tanks. Imagine you invested say £10,000 and immediately within a minute the value drops to £5,000. You would be going crazy. I know I sure would. This is what happens when you buy a new car. As soon as you drive off, the price has tanked massively, and when you sell it private or part exchange you are making a massive loss, and then you go and repeat the exact same process. Baffles me. I see it as if you want a car, then get it second-hand 5 years old. This way it has depreciated heavily, and the rest of the time the depreciation will be slow, so although you will be losing money on the value of the car, it will not be as steep as a new car. There's ways to drive new cars to offset the heavy depreciation, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people straight just buy a new car and then trade it in 2 years for the latest new model. Number 4 is buying brand new expensive gym and exercise equipment. Because it's the new year and this year you are for real. You are going blast that belly fat and turn yourself into a Greek god. Then 2 months later you're on the couch watching Netflix and the exercise equipment hasn't been touched since January the 10th. It's the same as paying for gym memberships and never going to the gym, which is a huge waste of money. I get it, it's done out of good to turn your body and life around, but there's no point in spending all that money if you are not going to use it. So I suggest doing this first instead. buy yourself a pair of trainers and go out walking every single day. Then start progressing to running and then try to get your stamina up to running a mile a day. And keep doing this and be consistent. Then start doing press-ups and push-ups, get a yoga mat, and start doing some stretches and do this consistently. Start changing your diet and start eating healthy. If you can do this and can commit and are consistently working out, not just working out from the New Year's motivation for a day or 10 and then decided you will do it in the summer when the weather is warmer. If you can stay consistent for 3 months, then I would say join a gym on a rolling monthly contract. Find out if you can cancel anytime and if there's any hidden fees. And start using the machines so you see and ask people how to use the machines correctly. And don't do yourself a mischief. Once you are fully comfortable using the machines at the gym, and know what they are for and how to use them and have proven to yourself that you are committed to this lifestyle, then I would say go ahead and buy the home equipment so you can work out from home. This way, if you stay consistent, it's not a waste of money because you have proven to yourself that you are fully committed, instead of buying all these equipment on a whim. Number 5 ties to the first one, and that is you are fired up to change your diet, so you go online and buy every single type of kitchen equipment you can. Things such as an air fryer, deep fryer, a smoothie blender, rice cooker, espresso machine, just to name a few. You've been watching those cooking channels and seen it in most kitchens, so you decide it's time you Tony Stark your kitchen up. A year later, nothing has been used other than a couple of times, and you are sitting on the couch eating takeaway, watching Netflix, and haven't touched your expensive kitchen gadgets or your expensive gym equipment. Instead of getting all these fancy kitchen gadgets, just get the basics like pots and pans, spoons and bowls, and the most important, get a cookbook, so you can follow the recipes and learn how to cook yourself. And once you get competent at cooking and start experimenting, then you can slowly start adding gadgets if they really are needed. But in honesty, is a rice cooker really needed when you have pot at home? Number 6 is spending way too much on food and not having a budget or a meal plan. Instead of planning or tracking what you or your family eat, you go to the shop and just buy whatever you see and looks appealing. The attractive packaging gets you to pick it up and chuck it in the basket. Then months go by and you end up not eating it, and the use by date or best by date has expired and you chuck it out. Globally speaking, we are terrible with food. On average, we globally waste about 1.3 billion tons of food every year. That amount of food could feed all 800 million people that are starving in this world. Now it's not just us that do this. Supermarkets also chuck food away. Now if you have food in your house that you haven't touched and the best by date is still intact and you know you aren't going to eat it, then donate them to your local food bank. This way you are at least helping people that are in need. From now on, make meal plans and a food budget and take cash with you to the supermarkets. This way you cannot overspend and buy excessive amount of food. And number 7 is joining or buying every type of subscription around, so that's Netflix, Disney, HBO, gym membership, just to name a few. See, most of us don't watch TV nowadays and we spend most of our times on our phones or laptops, so the temptation to get these rolling subscriptions is there, especially as everyone is raving about the new show and you feel like you might be missing out. It's fine to get a subscription to a service that you really watch and are consuming. This way you are suing what you are paying for, but you really do not have a subscription to everything. Every month you shouldn't see money leaving for so many things: gym membership, phone contracts, broadband, Netflix subscription, Disney subscription, magazine subscription. There's no way you are able to work and then consume all these entertainment. It's just a drain on your finance. Instead, monitor for a month which service you use on the daily and then keep that or those around and cancel all the other unnecessary ones. So that's 7 unnecessary items that people think they need to buy but they really don't. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Tell me other unnecessary items that we buy but don't need. Make sure to subscribe and check out this video that's on screen now.